So today I just wanted to piggyback where I left off on that last video, talking about the Economist covers and how they are, since 1988, they've been foreshadowing a move to a world currency and a cashless society, and basically the loss of privacy, and that you would have that all-seeing eye, just so many different references and basically to what's actually unfolding right now. And this was, over 30 years ago at this point. But anyway, I will put the video up here in the right hand corner. You can go ahead and check it out if you would like to watch that video in more detail. But today I just wanted to talk more about this logo in the center. So the circle with the slash through it, thought it was very interesting. And obviously there's some relation here in crypto with the stellar logo, as I said. So it's the same thing, circle with a slash through it. Now you could obviously argue that, well, no, really, that's just like a planet, like Saturn with the asteroid belt around it, which you could, but in this context of crypto and blockchain and every transaction being recorded on a ledger and the development of technology and so on, I think it's more fitting to see how it relates to this, historically, talking about a one world currency. But I was thinking in more detail, okay, Stellar, what is their cryptocurrency's name? And it's a lumen. So what is a lumen? So it says, basically, luminous flux is weighted according to a model, a luminosity function of the human eye's sensitivity to various wavelengths. Lumen is just a unit of luminous flux, I believe, and it's all related to light and the human eye's sensitivity to it. But obviously, just thinking about this word lumen and relation to the all-seeing eye and the pyramids and the Economist and so on, I can't help but relate the word lumen to the word Illuminati, right? So this all seems to tie together. Whether it's a conspiracy theory or whatever you want to think, I just find it fascinating, at the bare minimum, that this is kind of all connected in some way. But anyway, so what was the Illuminati? What is the Illuminati? So everyone thinks it's just this kind of maybe made up or fantasy thing behind the scenes. Is it real? Is it fake? Whatever. But the Illuminati used to for sure be a real thing. It was basically outlawed by governments because of Catholic Church fighting against it. So it's always been portrayed as being kind of an evil entity, at least on the surface. I think that's what people understand it as. But this society was actually created historically because they were trying to get rid of basically non-factual things in their society at the time. So it says here, the society's goals were to oppose superstition, obscurantism, religious influence over public life, and abuses of state power. So their ideas were, obviously, they're trying to bring to light, Illuminati, how superstitions about, walking under a ladder or anything like that is just silly and ignorant, and that there's actually science behind all these happenings around the world. Also, so obscurantism, it says, is basically the deliberate restriction of knowledge. So basically the misrepresentation of information was going on, obviously, by the state, and basically keeping people dumb and uninformed. And that's still happening in society to this day. And that is abuse of state power. So this group of people, no matter what they stand for now, maybe it is evil and all that good stuff, but they used to stand for trying to bring to light all the ridiculousness in government, basically. They wanted to put an end to the machinations of the purveyors of injustice and to control them without actually dominating them. So take that for what it is. But that's kind of how the Illuminati all started, trying to bring corruption to the surface and so on. But Another thing that stuck out to me about this logo, so I was thinking about the Eye of Horus, the all-seeing eye that I said was also on the dollar. This is what it looks like. And then I just realized that if you cut the stellar logo in half, it kind of looks like the Eye of Horus. So if you just take one part out of that and add this, there you go. So interesting to me. Once again, don't want to dive too far down the conspiracy theory rabbit holes, but I just found that interesting. So moving on to some crypto technicals. Just wanted to take a look at the charts again. Obviously, we had that pretty big pullback in crypto for the day. Not sure if you guys noticed either, but Binance went down, of course. So people were having trouble logging in on Binance, trying to panic sell their crypto and getting liquidated on all their margin accounts and all that good stuff. So, man, I see why on the outside people think crypto is a joke, like traditional finance and so on, because it really is. It's like the Wild West right now. But that's kind of what you get when you're trading margin and all that good stuff. You're over leveraged, and now you can't log in, and the market dumps, and there you go. There you lost. So they do that stuff on purpose, and it's like going to a casino. The casino is designed for you to lose, and for the casino to make money. Same can be said with Binance and margin trading. So there you have it. But so I was saying, all right, so with this XRP fractal, there's basically two scenarios that can play out right now. Personally, at this point, I said I thought that we were here. Honestly, probably a biased opinion. I wanted to believe that. Don't we all? Don't we want to just take off and be ready to make money? Honestly, it kind of doesn't make sense at this point. So I wanted to revisit this again today because just 2 days ago, I said we would have another move up and then probably get rejected, failed attempt at gaining any momentum and come back down, which is exactly what happened. But I don't think that that's the final push. I think that the rest of September is going to continue upward for XRP. We are going to revisit an attempt at that 33-cent level again this month, I think. But I still think ultimately that will fail. So take that for what it's worth. I feel like we're still about somewhere here in the fractal. So one more push up, get rejected again, and then we're headed down. How low that takes us, I think we could come all the way back down to the 18-cent level, even before continuing upward. It's probably not what everyone wants to hear. That's just my opinion. I could totally be wrong. But sometimes, the saying goes, when in doubt, zoom out. So kind of take it back a little. Let's look at the weekly chart for XRP, and it still kind of tells the same story. So back here, we spent about 10 weeks above this trend line before we got rejected and sent back down to find support. I think the same thing's going to happen right here. We're only about 4 or 5 weeks in. So that's why I said into October, one more push up and then heading back down. And why do I say that? It's because, look, historically when XRP takes off, it doesn't have these weekly consolidation. It doesn't consolidate for 5 weeks before running. It just goes. XRP has been in like 2 bull runs total, and they each lasted only like 1, 2 big weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4 big weeks. Same thing here, 4 big weeks. It didn't consolidate sideways for a while and then go. Obviously, history doesn't have to continue to repeat itself, and eventually it won't. But right now, that's just how I see the chart. Until XRP shows me something different, which it hasn't, I'm just going to continue to assume that once it goes, and it goes up in a straight line for weeks at a time. It doesn't consolidate. So that's kind of my perspective. When you take a look back at the monthly, even, same thing, it doesn't consolidate for a few months and then take off. Like, that's what people are hoping for here. It just had 3 massive months, some consolidation, and then one more massive month. The only major price action we have to go off of is that. So anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm just telling you right now, don't be surprised if it doesn't continue up either way. I'm still holding mine. I think I'm going to reduce my portfolio in XRP. Basically, I have some that I'm trading and some that are my buy and hold. I think I might dump the ones that I'm trading right now and just move to cash temporarily. I will let you guys know if I do that, full disclosure. All right, next up. Just wanted to take a look at this SP500 because it is ridiculous and it just keeps making all-time highs. Right now, it's up about, I think, 64% since the dip in March. 64%. There's really no end in sight for people getting their jobs back. I mean, the jobs report is still bad, so what is the reason to justify the S&P being up this high? There's not really one, but it is what it is. I just wanted to bring attention to this really quick because look how extended we are over these moving averages. I mean, we're like, obviously you don't measure that. Well, I guess you could, but anyway, we're like 15% extended over the moving averages. Rarely do we get that high, ever. So expect a pullback is basically what I'm saying. Like, this doesn't go on forever. You can't just have massive parabolic move in the S&P 500. I mean, literally at this rate, the trend we're on is, we're going to be at, what are we going to be at? If we keep this trend, we'll finish the year at 4,500. So does that sound realistic? Probably not. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just saying, don't be surprised if you see a massive pullback in the stock market. I mean, just to get back down to the, just one sec. So just to get back down to this 50-week moving average would be a 14% pullback. And in March, we fell through all the moving averages, way past them. We fell, what did we fall? 18% past the 200-week moving average. So if we got all the way down to the 200-week moving average, that's a 24%, 23% drop. So don't be surprised if you see something like that at all. That's what I'm saying. Just it makes no sense for it to be where it is. So if anything, a pullback would be healthy at this point. So about all I got there with the TA. Digital asset investors been talking about this unstoppable domains a lot, so I wanted to bring it to your attention as well. It's actually pretty cool. If you want to come here and search for some crazy domains that you want to buy, it could be smart in the long run. I'll just show you. So I wanted to get Cashless Society, name being for my channel. They don't have that anymore. Or sorry, yeah, they don't have Cashless Society. I think that one's already purchased. Cashless.crypto is available, but it will be available. It's just not yet. So I would like to get that one. But yeah, I mean, you could get anything and everything that you can think of is available on here. And the reason I wanted to bring this to your attention, the unstoppable domains, is because, historically, owning domain names has been a great investment. Obviously, if you get the great ones, then it is. So reviewing the top 10 domain name sales of all time, you had business.com that went for 345 million. LasVegas.com went for 90 million. Carinsurance.com 49.7 million. Insurance.com 35.6 million. Vacationrentals.com 35 million, and so on. You get the point. If you get a catchy domain name, or one that is going to be very common with searches, it could sell for a lot more than it is now. And right now they're switching to, or not switching to, but this is this .crypto domain names. And the way it works is you can come to this website once you get your domain name, John Doe.crypto. then you can link all your different crypto accounts to it, and then people can send you money. They want to pay John Doe, they just, send 5 Bitcoin to johndoe.crypto, and that's it. So whatever sent, it's kind of like your all-in-one location to send and receive cryptocurrency, basically. Now, obviously, a lot will be developed with this over time. I think getting in right now is literally like getting in on the ground level infrastructure for the internet. The .crypto domain names, I think, can be very popular. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention. If something you want to dig around, a lot of them are about $20, $40. But yeah, that's about that. That piques your interest. Hopefully you can find something that makes you some money later on. Lastly, had a couple friends talking to me about real estate investing and real estate investment trusts, REITs and everything like that. Investing in those at the moment, is a good idea. So I just wanted to talk about, Peter Schiff, if you don't follow him, you should definitely check him out. He does podcasts. You can get on YouTube as well. But he knows a lot about traditional finance and everything around that's going on in the world right now and the economy and stuff. The only thing I don't agree with him on is crypto, because he thinks that it's just a joke and going to go away. But that's not true. That's completely inaccurate. But he's a gold bug, so he doesn't want to believe that there could ever be anything that opposes gold. It's a biased thought. But anyway, he tweeted out, the Fed owns 1/3 of all U.S. mortgage-backed securities that exist. At its current pace of buying, in about a year, the Fed will own the entire mortgage-backed market. The Fed provides the financing and the government provides the guarantees. Socialism created this bubble. So he's very against lending and big government and not lending, government spending, basically. Full capitalist. But anyway, if you're going to invest in REITs, for instance, you need to keep this in mind, right? This is fantasy economics. It doesn't make sense. Why would the Fed own 1/3 of all the mortgage-backed securities? The Federal Reserve, it's not even a real entity. It just prints fake money and then lends it out, and I don't know. It's all a mess. And then the fact that they are on pace to own all of the mortgage-backed market within a year is crazy. So just be careful out there what you're looking at. Just wanted to bring that to your attention and also direct you towards Peter Schiff if you're interested in learning from someone who's been around in the economy for a while. All right, but that wraps it up. I appreciate your watching. As always, please like and subscribe, share with your friends and family, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.
What is a cashless society? What does it actually mean in a literal or high-level sense?
Money will become like these, relics of a different age, and will only be found in places like this. In other words, hard cash will disappear. It will become electronic, transferred by things like these.
Then Tracy is in Beijing to show us what a nearly cashless society actually looks like. Then, good morning.
Mobile payment transactions in China reached a cumulative total of 277.4 trillion RMB in 2018, ranking #1 in the world, according to the recently released statistical report on internet development in China. As of June 2019, online payment users in the country reached 633 million. The cashless society is now approaching.
When's the last time you paid with cash? Well, chances are cash has taken a backseat to the plastic in your wallet and smartphone pay apps.
Denver 7's Ryan Luby explains the digital pay revolution and why not everyone is on board.
The cashless society, the cashless society.
The cashless society.
The cashless society is now approaching.
The cashless society.